welcome to Balance Studio Online. I'm Krumsiek, and I'm going to begin sharing a rolling practice for you. One of the biggest benefits of ball rolling, especially in such difficult and uncertain times, is that it helps to bring down the nervous system so that when we're in sort of a constant state of uncertainty and fear or just stressors that are suddenly in our home with us instead of being spread out over our day, we get into sort of a natural state or a steady state of excitement and alertness, and it can be very difficult to turn that down. These ball rolling techniques will help with that. They will help to relax tension in specific areas where we'll target different tight spots of the body, but also overall there's a global response from the whole nervous system that is welcome in a time of difficulty, welcome in a time of uncertainty and anxiety. So let's get started. We'll begin this one with this video, targeting some shoulder work, and I'm going to turn my back to you, to the camera, just to let you know. We'll begin at the top of the shoulders, the root of the neck, I often call it in class. And we'll start with two balls out of the tote. So you can put your tote aside. These balls are available here if you don't happen to have them at Balance Studio. You can text or email or call, and we can make sure that you get a brand new pair tucked into a bag for curbside pickup. Back to ball rolling. So we'll take the balls and we'll put them at the root of the neck. Thinking about if your neck is a tree trunk, you're putting the balls at the roots of the neck. We'll begin there and we'll traverse down the spine. And we'll target the muscles that might be overworking or underworking or just getting stuck in that sort of tense site of where we're kind of ready for the next shoe drop. So we'll target those muscles as we work our way down the spine and alleviate tension in the musculature, bringing new blood and hydration to the area, and easing tension in the nervous system overall. So to begin, let's come on to the back. Your feet are on the floor with your knees bent. You'll take one ball on either side of your neck and tuck it under the topmost region of your upper back. And you are not on the shoulder blades, you're kind of in between the space of the spine and then that edge of your shoulder blade. But if you walk your fingertips around, you can sometimes find that edge of the shoulder blade. You'll dock the balls there, roll onto your back, pin the balls, and bring your arms by your sides. Take a couple of deep breaths in here, and just feel and adapt to the tension or the pressure that you're applying onto this region. You'll push into your feet, float your hips up. That's going to boost the tension. It might be too much. If it's too much, keep your pelvis settled on the floor. You'll inhale, drawing breath into the top part of your lungs. Exhale fully, trying to empty the lungs completely. If your legs become tired, you can tuck a ball or a block underneath your pelvis so the legs don't have to work so hard. The arms can rise on an inhale, reach overhead as far as you can go. Maybe your back arches, that's okay here. And then use the whole length of your exhale to fan your arms up to the ceiling and down by your sides. You'll repeat this 5 times. Oops, I overbreathed there. If you feel like you want to breathe more, you can do an inhale and an exhale as the arms rise. An inhale and an exhale as they settle. 3 more like that.
Final one. See if you can coax the breath into the place where the pressure of the balls resides in your upper back. And then exhale the arms back down. If your hips are resting, float them up slightly and begin to slide your shoulders left to right. So the balls traverse over the tops of your shoulder blades. They glide over bone, over tissue. And the next time you've shifted both left and right, come back to about your starting point. It may not be exact. Then you'll tip your knees forward so the balls roll up toward your head. Then you'll push into your feet and let your head reach up toward the top of your mat so the balls roll down. So my body's going down while the balls are going up. And we'll do this 5 or 6 times. Whew. You could also incorporate some arm movements as you do this. And then you'll land at the bottommost point, where the balls are docked lower and your head is closer to the top of your mat. You could hike your prop up and bring it underneath your pelvis. Settle down. If your balls are out onto the bones of your shoulder blades, scoot them a little closer so that they're between your shoulder blades and your spine. And then from here, you'll bring your arms out to the sides in a big T. And take just 3 breaths here. Notice if the tension in your back changes the breath pattern, it may. And then attempt, like you're spreading butter onto warm toast, to kind of smooth out the inhale and the exhale. It might take a couple of rounds to get there. And next, you'll inhale your arms up to the ceiling and give yourself a big hug. Once you've got that established and you've pulled your shoulder blades, making more room for the balls between your shoulder blades and your spine, you'll tip one shoulder down toward your hip, and then you'll reach over to the other side so that the balls kind of make a parentheses sign on either side of your spine. Getting into the muscles that help to pull the shoulder blades in toward the spine here. And they're in a long position now because the shoulder blades are pulled out to your sides. Next time you're over to one side and you've done both, you'll stop and open up your arms wide to that T again. I'm going to adjust my balls because they are round. They can get a little pesky. From here, once your arms are out to the sides, go back in your mind and remember what it was like to make a snow angel in the snow. Attempting to glide your arms along the floor, they might rest there, they may not. Just make that snow angel, progressively reaching the arms wider, longer, as you breathe. I'm just going to do my outside arm because this other arm is in a crowded space. So you will be doing both arms. And do one more pass. And the arms will land not in the T position but down by your sides. Flip your palms. And then lift yourself off of your prop if there's something underneath your hips. And settle your pelvis back down on the mat. Rest your hands, one on your belly, one on your chest. And take just 3 cycles of your breath here. Enjoying maybe the less pressure, the less end pressure on the balls. Settle that next exhale and reach underneath your shoulders to take the balls out from underneath you. Put them aside just for a breath. And you'll repeat moving the arms in that upward and overhead motion. Just to feel that kind of before and after. You might feel that the arms move in a more fluid way, or the breath is And again, my left arm is moving a little bit erratically because I've got some other stuff in the landscape. And then you'll settle your hands down. They can be by your sides or on your belly. Close your eyes and just take a couple of breaths in. As you exhale, see if you can make the breath out longer. Feel the spine settle onto your mat. Tip over to one side and push yourself up to a seated position so that you can now take the balls and tuck them into the tote. And make sure the opening is as wide as possible. And if you don't have these balls, you could take 2 tennis balls and tuck them into a sock and tie the sock off so that the balls don't sneak out. If you do have these balls, you'll set the toggle down toward the top of the balls. And now you'll run in a horizontal position to a belt. And we'll start now at the root of your neck, right toward the center. And we'll take a long walk down your spine, taking it in chunks. So come onto your back into that same position. I'm going to start way down at the end of my mat so that I can stay on camera. The balls will again be parallel to a belt at the root of your neck. Roll onto your back, pin the balls. And then allow your head to rest on the floor. If it doesn't rest, bring a blanket underneath your head or a pillow, wherever you are. Maybe you're next to a couch and a pillow would work better. And take just a few breaths here, feeling now a little bit of pronounced extension just by the distance of the balls from the floor. And see if you can exaggerate your breath in your chest. Do one more cycle like that, just bringing the breath right up into the chest. And then you'll lie your hands underneath the back of your head and bring your chin to your chest. Your elbows can be out wide or in tight. Push into your feet, float your hips up just to hover from the floor. And then you use the power of your legs to push the balls down 3 or 4 inches, making your back heavy. And then the power of your legs pulls you back. So you're essentially scrubbing this section of your spine. The balls are on either side of the bones, the vertebra of your spine. And they're pushing on the tissues that live on either side. Do about 4 passes here. I'm on my 4th, so I'm going to land where the balls are the lowest. Place your pelvis down. Place your head down and walk your feet in a couple of inches so we can take the next section. Now we've moved the extension down the rib cage spine, so you might feel like you're in a little bit of a rainbow shape here. See if you can exaggerate the breath into your chest. And do 2 more cycles. Use the power of your exhale to empty the lungs. Last one. Finishing off that exhale, glide your hands to behind your head again, chin to chest. Float your pelvis up just the distance of the balls from the floor. And begin gliding the balls down, tipping the knees forward, and then pulling the balls back up your spine. And again, you'll take 4 passes. Fabric and hair can get stuck in the balls here, so just be mindful of that. I'm holding my shirt up here. Notice if changing the position of your spine helps. We'll do 1 more pass, maybe curl it up a little bit more as the balls glide down. And then we'll again land at that bottom position. The pelvis comes to the floor, the head comes to the floor, and the balls are roughly at the bottom of the back of your rib cage. I just stepped my feet closer so I can continue to sort of inchworm up the mat. Couple of breaths here. As you exhale, see if you can hug those bottom ribs together in contrast or in contradiction to where the balls are placed. Strengthening the movement of the rib cage. Emptying out all the breath. Last one in. And out. Bring your chin to your chest. Come up on your elbows here. So you walk the elbows back and you're on your forearms. The pelvis hovers just a little bit. You have to keep a little bit of a tilt to the pelvis, like your pubic bone is trying to reach up to the ceiling. And then again, we'll work to drag the balls up and down, about 6 inches here. You might be repeating or covering some landscape that you already worked. That's okay. Bringing all kinds of relief to tension in these muscles, easing their grip on the bones, and bringing new blood and hydration to the area. You'll pause again, the pelvis comes down. This time walk your elbows back. And now I'm going to move more to the center of the mat. You guys can move if you want, it doesn't, or if you're comfortable going off your mat, that's okay too. The next section we'll take is the space between your rib cage and the back of your ribs and the back top of your pelvis. So now on really the back of your core. This might feel a little bit more, you don't have the protection of the bony rib cage, so it might feel a little bit deeper. There's nothing wrong with that, it's good. It's getting into some deeper postural muscles. So again, you'll aim to span the mesh of the balls or the tube of your sock over your spine. And then you just land back. You're up on your elbows for now, and then we'll deepen this in a little bit. And you just drag this area up and down over the balls, excuse me. Oh, you're not aiming to go below the bones of your pelvis. You're really just working this softer landscape between the bones of your ribs and the bones of your pelvis. The next time you're in the middle of that region, stop, put your pelvis down, and then put your upper back down. And take your right knee into your chest. This is going to deepen the pressure in this area. Once the knee is in, you might even tip over toward the right, and then you can just begin to glide your pelvis left to right. Breathing here while you do this. We're just gonna get a little bit of rolling into what's called the quadratus lumborum, which is a muscle that covers this space between the rib cage and the top part of your hip bone. Now just pause, pull the knee in any amount tighter, and breathe very deeply. Take an inhale. And exhale. And settle the right pelvis and your right foot back on the floor. Pull your left knee in. We'll repeat that. You'll get a sense of sort of flattening this region on top of the back a little bit. And you might tip over toward the left. That will, again, deepen the pressure. And you can begin to glide the pelvis left to right. And once you've done that 3 or 4 times, you'll pull the knee in any amount closer and breathe deeply for 3 cycles. Last one. And finish off that exhale. Settle your left foot back on the floor. And put your pelvis on the mat. So now you're bringing that extension to your low back, a place where we have a lot of mobility. Next, you'll shift the pelvis up into the air and bring the balls, so now they'll go across your sacrum. If you've ever been in a yoga class and you've done a supported bridge, this is the area where that ball will land. balls will be placed rather. You can settle your hands here, just on your pelvis or on your low belly. Close your eyes and let yourself settle into this very, very subtle incline, where the hips are slightly higher than the heart and the head. You might want to close your eyes and see if that nervous system settling can be observed. You might walk your feet closer. You could bring one knee in. Again, that would deepen the pressure on the sacrum. You could add a pelvic tilt here so that the balls are going to glide just about an inch or two up and down. Switch feet. And again, use that pelvic tilt to push the balls. And then see if you can isolate that movement to originate just with the low belly muscles and the low back muscles, instead of the powerful muscles of the legs. The movement might shrink as you do that, and you'll settle the left foot down. This could be just the right amount of pressure for you, and you can allow yourself to just settle here and take a few breaths. If you want to add on, you could bring both knees in. See if you can track those balls up and down, now moving the legs. One more pass here, and then settle the feet on the floor. Close your eyes here. Maybe TP the knees so that they're close together and just supporting the weight of one another as the feet are wide. If the balls feel good and this feels like a nice way for you to continue that settling in your nervous system, you could leave them. The second option would be to float off the balls with your pelvis and allow yourself to settle onto the mat in this position. And track yourself through 5 inhales and exhales, attempting to make the exhale longer than the inhale with each cycle. And as you finish off that last exhale, you could take this opportunity to rest further into your own practice of Shavasana. Or you could come to sit, take a couple of minutes before transitioning back into whatever busyness your day calls for. But take with you, hopefully, a more settled nervous system.